Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all folks in between. Welcome to Aunt Millicent's cooking show. Hello, and thanks for joining me. Today on Aunt Millicent's cooking show, it is Mardi Gras week, and I missed actual Mardi Gras, but it was last Tuesday. And so tonight we're going to celebrate Mardi Gras by making one of the more famous foods of Mardi Gras, a king cake. Well, we're not going to make the full cake. The full cake is about a 4-hour journey, and it takes a really long time to make. And I decided I didn't want to be in the kitchen all night. So we're going to make a cheat cake for king cake, but I think you'll like it just about as much. Okay, so let's get started. And you know what time it is? It's time to apron up. Okay, as they say in New Orleans, laissez bon temps rouler. So let's get started on our king cake. And before I get there, let's talk about what a king cake is. It's a circular cake. It looks like a crown. What it's supposed to represent is open to a lot of interpretation. And it's made of almost a brioche bread. It's kind of like a French brioche combined with a cinnamon roll. And so you can make it a lot of different ways. A lot of folks in New Orleans just throw the cake mix in the bundt pan and roll. They don't care too much about the texture of the cake. And one of the things about the king cake is traditionally sugared, or it's decorated in purple, gold, or gold or yellow, and green. And those represent the colors of the festival. Green is supposed to represent faith, purple represents justice, and gold is prosperity. And you probably know this, but if you don't, baked in the cake, there's usually a tiny little baby doll. And that baby doll, I looked around our house, and the only thing I could find is this big guy. So I don't think he's going to go inside my cake. Okay, he's a little kind of big. My producer did some projects with these dolls, and that's all I got. So we're just going to put him inside and skip the baby doll. Okay. Plus, it's kind of hard on your teeth if you discover it. But the baby doll, if you get the baby doll in the cake, it's supposed to represent good luck, and you get to make the king cake for the gathering for the next year. Apparently, if you get the baby doll, so you can substitute the baby doll for you can substitute an orange slice or a slice of apple or something like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be a baby doll. Sometimes they cook a bean in the soup, I'm crazy, in the cake, just to make it, something to catch or something to discover in the cake. So we're going to get to our ingredients. Our ingredients are not a baby doll. Okay. You can probably find one around Mardi Gras season at a party store, but I didn't have a chance to get out to get anything like that. So are y'all ready to cheat? I know I am. So I went and got some cinnamon rolls. Nothing to it. These are standard Pillsbury Doughboy cinnamon rolls. There's 8, and make sure it includes the icing. Okay. And I didn't just get one, I got 2. So I have 2 of these, and we're going to lay these out in a ring shape on a pan and kind of make sure they kind of merge a little bit together. And then we're going to frost them. And then we're going to put on top of our cake, our rolls. It's actually rolls and cake. So it's kind of all blended together. But it's a sweet treat, and I don't think anybody's going to object to it. Okay. At my grocery store, I found some sugar that's colored, and it's colored actually with the Mardi Gras colors, I guess, except for pink, although you can always use some pink sugar for something. It's a little late for Valentine's Day, but you'll use it next year, I guess, right? So anyway, I've got my purple, gold, and yellow right here. And so let's get started. Okay, here we go. Okay, y'all, I've got all my cinnamon rolls out on my cooking tray here. And I've rearranged them. Instead of placing them, kind of one by one, I've arranged them in a ring. And this is going to make our circular king cake, our crown, so to speak. So just overlap them nice and neat and make what looks like a circle. Okay. So these guys are going to have to go in the oven, and I'll just follow whatever the directions are on your rolls. And it says here it's 13 to 17 minutes to 400. So we're going to do that, and I'll be back. Okay, y'all, we it's a little later, and our sort of king cake is done. It's nice and brown. It looks completely done. They're not exactly fused together, but they're close. You can still kind of, pull each roll out as an individual if you really wanted to. But it's really hot right now, so what I'm going to do is I want to let this cool off. And don't forget, in your cinnamon roll box or roll or tube, there should have been a little thing of icing somewhere in there. So hope you didn't throw it away, right? And that's what's going to go on top of my king cake. And then when I'm done with that, I'll put some sugar on it, and that's it. I mean, how much easier can you get than that? You could decorate this up with some fruit, some jams or jellies, whatever you like. But it's good the way it is. So I'm going to let this cool off, and then I'm going to put the topping on. Okay, be right back. Okay, y'all. Now we have the icing placed on the king cake, and it's cool enough where I can pick it up. So now I'm going to apply the sugar, and what you want to do is kind of make little stripes of purple, gold, and green. Okay, so I'll kind of blow through that real quick, and you can watch. Okay. Okay, there we have it. You can see the colors pretty clearly. So this will pass as a king cake in most circles. And if you're a Cajun and from New Orleans, I apologize deeply for corrupting your traditional recipe. But I don't know too many folks who will turn this down if you put one on their plate. So that's the recipe, and I'll join you in the dining room for a try. Okay, y'all, we made it to the dining room. So that's going to wrap up our show. And thank you for joining me on my king cake cooking episode. I'm going to try this just to make sure it's okay. And tastes like a cinnamon roll with sugar on it, which is pretty much what a king cake is, with some variations. So I hope you enjoyed making the cake. Thank you all for your likes, your subscribes, and your comments. Please share the channel with all your friends. Share it with your enemies. I could care less. The more publicity, the better. If there is a channel you would like for me to subscribe to, I'll be happy to return the favor. And with that, thank you all again, and let the good times roll, right, as they say in New Orleans, and bon appetit.